Welcome to Redvee TV's Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House for the 2023 season, as we reflect on St Helens' 14 points to 12 victory here this evening against the Huddersfield Giants. Kevin, hard fought.
Yes, it was, and we've listened. Sorry, Mark, as I just show you, people were whinging about the light, so I'm going to try and keep my big head in the way and block this floodlight, but brighten your day up with these lovely faces. But back to it, yes, very hard fought. Happy to come away with the 2 points. I thought we were great in defence, with a couple of indiscretions in there. But listen, it's a happy Thursday night coming away from Huddersfield with those 2 points, because they've got a bit of a star-studded lineup. And I realise I think I've already said listen more than once now.
We've not done it easy, especially when you lose Sione Matautia after 27 seconds.
Yeah, it's tough to do that, because then you're an interchange down. You're a man down, really, interchange-wise. You're having to... sorry, you're just hitching yourself there. I thought you were giving me control. You have to kind of readjust your thinking. So you've got Louis coming on at 13, shifting James Bell across to second row, and you're down that prop. You're down Louis coming on after half an hour, 40 minutes, and giving you that energy that you need, being able to rest your forwards, which I know we'll come on to in a minute, which then tires you out a little bit. So you go forward and your platform that you're giving your backs probably isn't as good as you want it to be. But tonight I still think that we were probably slightly better value than Huddersfield for that win.
Yeah, being that interchange down, we've needed people to do massive minutes. Our Matty Lees, 68 tackles, 80-minute stint, absolutely huge for us.
He was immense. He was a colossus. I was looking at half-time, and then on 50 minutes, and then on 60 minutes, and seeing if he was still on the park. And it was on about 65. I thought, he's just going through here, isn't he? He's doing the full 80 minutes. And I thought it was wonderful for us. Still trying to put his tackles in, still trying to make his meters. As you say, 68 tackles in 80 minutes. He's got Sky's man of the match. He's got my man of the match. I thought he was absolutely wonderful. His best performance in a Saints shirt, I think, of his career. And from a player who, back in, was it 2019, that he had his massive freak injury that could have ended his career, to come back and be able to do that is testament to the lad being able to do his due diligence and get through his rehabilitation. And he deserves all the plaudits he gets after that performance tonight.
Yeah, we were watching the warm-up, and George Delaney, our young prop, who's had really rave reviews out on loan or dual reg at Swinton, he was heavily involved in the warm-up. And I said to you, he'll play next week against Wakefield, just the way we're integrating him. And I said, next week, do you look at giving maybe Alex Walmsley a week off? I think Matty Lees fully deserves it after that performance tonight. Whether it's through just giving him a break or whether it's enforced by a disciplinary committee, who knows?
Well, exactly, who knows? That's it. Listen, he puts himself about. So if you're that type of player who puts yourself about, you may well fall foul of a disciplinary during the season. But he thoroughly deserves an extra day off. He thoroughly deserves to... I bet he leads the team song tonight. He thought if he's got the energy to do it, his arms might be absolutely knackered. You know what? If he gets a week off next week ahead of the likes of Alex Walmsley or Louis or someone like that, fair play to him, because he deserves it. I thought he was absolutely wonderful tonight.
In attack, Saints' best were probably Johnny Lomax, guided us around the park.
Yeah, it looked like he had a couple of half breaks. He looked lively. He looked like he was getting back to the Johnny Lomax we know, where he was being given that platform, especially in the first half, to be able to do it. So quick play the balls, and he was looking for things. He was looking to make things happen. Involved in tries as well. whether he's just in the hub of everything. Once you get people like that and you get them playing to their ability, you're going to come away to somewhere like this. You need them players to step up. You're going to come away to places like this and take points home with you. I thought he was tremendous. You go to other ones, Connie. I thought him coming back in, he's had an enforced break through his sending off, but the energy that he's bringing in the go forward, the fact that he's doing what Tommy Makinson does and getting those good meters, dragging bodies in to stop him, we need that. We need that help, and we especially needed it with a tired forward set after an hour or so. The only thing that I would say with Connie is there's at least 3 times he's piling out of that line, and he's got to make them stick, because you get a team who are probably more clinical than Huddersfield are tonight, and Saints are conceding 3 tries though.
Now, we said this in the first half. All of Huddersfield's attacking play seemed to go down that side of Tommy and Conrad. And listen, they got no joy. Are they looking for that Connie shooting out the line to try and take advantage of it? It was strange that they focused everything down there and they got no joy. And the one time they came down the right, they found Will Hopewati stranded in the tackle, and Saints shifted across, and it was a momentary lapse. That's seen Ashton Goulden be able to go in.
Yes. They kept doing the kicks, like the ones that we're used to with Theo Fage. Hello. The ones that we're used to seeing with when Theo Fage played for us, and Darry Richardson, and even still see through Lewis Dodd, where they're trying to put the kick up into an area and challenge for the ball. But they're putting it up against Tommy Makinson, who's played fullback in his career. He's played wing for however many years now, 10 or so years. He's used to that.
To be fair, there was in the first half they put a crossfield kick across to John Bennison,
over his shoulder,
like a salmon.
Yeah, I mean it ended up with a goal line dropout, but he defused it and then got tackled. You don't blame him for that, because he's defused it and he's done well. But yet you think you've got an inexperienced duo as a partnership on our left hand side. Why are you not running at them a little bit more? I'd be looking and thinking, well, Will Hopewati might be a bit rusty here, which I think he started off as and then grew into the game. But you're targeting, I'd say, the young lad and the older head who's not played, rather than the two who tend to play week in, week out there.
Defensively, we put ourselves under a lot of pressure, didn't we? Too many 6-agains, too many indiscretions. I think their second try came on the back of 4 repeat sets before Senior managed to get in that corner, where we very nearly managed to prevent the try. It went up as a try, that's why it got given. But we can't afford to be doing that. I'd love to see the tackle count tonight. Obviously, Matty Lee's done 68 on his own. I would suspect, if we look at the overall tackle counts, that we probably made at least 100 more than Huddersfield. And that led to us, especially with being down on the interchange, looking tired. I don't think I've ever seen Saints have that many bodies struggling to get back behind the play of the ball and taking a breather when we're carrying the ball out to defence. It all adds up, doesn't it?
And that's why you need Connie and Tommy Makinson, and as I say, later in the game, John Bennison. Later in the game, you get Will Hopewati coming into it a little bit more, finding his sharpness. But you're right, the indiscretions, they're things we can control. You can't control Sione going off with a head knock after 27 seconds, but you can control your indiscretions. I know it happens that you end up sometimes giving away a set, and it just happens when you either knock on or there's an infringement when you're scrambling in defence and trying to keep people out. But there's certain ones, I think one of them was trying to wind Jake Connor up, which did it knock it off his game? Who knows? His first game back this season. You can control them, control the controllables, make sure that those indiscretions, whether it be defensively legging it out the line, whether it be holding on too long, whether it be a lazy high shot, try and limit them as much as you can, especially when you're in your own 20 metre zone, camped.
We expected it to be tough here tonight. It was tough here tonight. Huddersfield are a good side. You felt that was the test that we needed to see whether the season's back on track, and to come here and get the result Paul Wellens will be really pleased, especially with bodies we had missing and obviously the little bit of disruption.
Yeah, you can argue that obviously with losing Sione early in the piece, you're missing your first choice back row and loose forward tonight, and you're playing with lads and having to bring Sam Royal in and him have a stint in the second row. I thought he came in and got involved, which is great to see. But you're missing key players there. That said, we've got Curtis Sirenen, James Bell, and as it was Louis playing 13, who can more than ably deputise. It's a great result. It might not look like, oh, we've come and blown away. We never do here. It's a great result. It's one that Saints fans should be happy with. You might not necessarily think the performance is brilliant, but at this stage of the season, just keep picking up those 2 points.
Yeah, 8 days now. The players like playing on a Thursday night. I think we listened to Jack Wellsby talking on the forum saying because they get that extra day off. Yeah. Chance to get all the rest and recuperation before the weekend. Wakefield up next week. Listen, should be a gimme 2 points. It should be. Perfect build up towards Wigan on Good Friday.
It gives you the opportunity to rotate. You mentioned before about giving either Alex or Matty Lees the week off. It just gives you that chance. It gives you the chance to possibly put Jack Wellsby in the halves, give Johnny the week off. Will Hopoati to fullback. Mark Percival gets a game left centre if his calf's all right. It gives you those options. It should be the perfect game. We know rugby doesn't always work like that. It's not disrespectful to say to Wakefield at the moment that they are the whipping boys a little bit. I know they've taken Salford to a golden point game, but where the clubs are at the minute, you would expect Saints to beat Wakefield at home and to beat them even dropping James Roby, Johnny Lomax and Alex Walmsley out of a team. You would expect us to be able to go out and beat them. We'll be missing Sione Matautia as well because of the HIA protocols. So it gives you that chance, it gives you that opportunity.
I think if Will Hopoati plays next week, he may well have done more minutes than Sione this season. The table's taking shape now, isn't it? Obviously, you've got Saints up the top end again. Listen, Mark, we've essentially gone joint thirds. Like one of Wigan or Salford will drop points tomorrow. We've got a game in hand as well, still to play, obviously against Huddersfield at home. Listen, Saints aren't in crisis at this moment in time by any stretch of the imagination. The only real strange one in the league at the moment is the fact that Warrington are top.
Yeah. And again, look at last season. To qualify that, look at last season. Would you expect Warrington to be top, unbeaten as we speak, compared to what they did last season? Absolutely not. I don't think a Warrington fan, a realistic Warrington fan,
not many of them,
find one, would agree with that.
Listen, we're not, Mark, we're not far off.
You're doing it loads.
Every time I say listen, in the next 10 years, it's going to have Mark after it.
Feel sorry for
you'd expect Saints, Wigan, Huddersfield, Salford, Warrington, essentially going to be your playoff teams. Catalan. And then obviously you've got your strugglers down the bottom, Wakefield, Cass, Leeds, fighting to stay in the division.
Don't say what I'm saying.
Don't be biting.
Yeah. That's the league table is taking shape. You're right, we're not in crisis.
Nowhere near.
The going down to Australia and playing that World Cup.
Don't say jet lag. They'll all be in the comments again.
Playing in that World Cup challenge was going to take a lot out of us. You speak to people who have been to Australia, who haven't literally just gone into work the day after in an environment where your work is physical exertion like that. They say it takes time to get over. Now, people could turn around and say, well, it shouldn't still be happening now. It will still be happening.
I'm not going to blame it on jet lag, but it looks like at times bodies are playing, not hurt, but extra minutes. Tired. And that's a combination of players missing through injury, suspensions, and we're probably not being able to rotate and give minutes how we want to,
Yeah.
and we're doing it tough, but we've come away with results. And listen, Mark, that was a result that we didn't get at Lee, and we've done it tonight against a tougher opponent. So I think we have to be more than happy.
Yeah, I'm not 100% blaming it on jet lag now. It can't be. You're going kind of past that. However, the league game, yeah, you could do. But you're right. We're moving on now, moving away from that. It does take it out of you. We have got tired bodies because we're not quite clicking, and it affects people in different ways. We're not quite clicking there. When we do start clicking, hopefully as the spring and summer go on, and we get towards the business end of when all the trophies are being handed out, that's when I'll be worried about performances and not just picking up 2 points.
Right, I think that is us done and dusted, Kevin. We will end this video now because we got right to the end of our last 16 minutes and the camera died. I don't know what happened. We're having a disaster.
Lee all over again.
Lee, we didn't record. Tonight we did, and we've just managed to have essentially the same conversation. So we've done all right, Kev.
I think we've done fine. I think, after that, another thing I did want to say is I think Paul Wellens will take a lot of lessons from that game. I think having to reshuffle so early with Sione, he'll learn a lot about his players and where they are at the minute. So I think all in all, it's a good lesson that Saints have had tonight, and not only is it a good lesson, it's a good win.
Absolutely. Okay, that's enough from the Redvee Instant reaction. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And Mark, we are sorry, but we hope you've listened. Catch you soon.